please don't let your mind hacked or your mind get hacked. So when Eldo was discussing me about this particular caption, they had slight confusion why it is happening, and do we need to go for a caption like this. Straight away I'm heading to this topic with that itself. Don't get your mind get hacked, because we are in such a kind of situation, and we are in such a kind of time where we have a lot of confusions, we have a lot of intuitions and inhibitions. We are thinking what is next, what is happening in and around, and this kind of issues are already there. So from here itself I'm starting the session like what is exactly happening with us, okay, and what is going to happen next. This is what we are going to discuss first. So as of now, as I begin in the introduction, I'm a counselor. For the past 1.5 to 2 months I keep getting calls, and those are all counseling calls from different parts of the globe and different parts of the world. And majorly I'm getting calls from the tech savvies or techies or IT professionals especially, or even the newborn IT professional who just recently passed out from the colleges and they wanted to enter into some IT industry. So this was normally which was happening for the past 1.5 to 2 months, and mostly they were the one who were calling. From here I wanted to start, and I wanted to tell you all, we people or you people who are completely in a kind of dilemma, a confusion, and you have a double thought right now. Are you in the right place? Are you in the right industry? Whether you will be able to survive, whether your job security is being ensured, you will be having job today, by the end of the day, and tomorrow, or starting from tomorrow. And apart from all this, if the job is there, whether you will be fulfilled and you will be happily served with the salary what you get, or your salary will be slashed down or cut down. Okay, now apart from all this, see, previously we used to take trainings on work-life balance, like you have to balance your work as well as you have to balance your personal life. So since the COVID-19 situation taken place, now people are thinking like, forget about the personal life. If there is no professional life, how we are going to lead the personal life? Whether my personal life going forward will be a good one, or is it going to be a kind of disaster henceforth? So these kind of thought flows are often happening with each of us, and we think, and we are so much of worried, especially the IT professionals or the techies are very much worried about, is it really going to happen? Still they are unable to believe that these kind of things are happening or it's going to happen. So this is where we are going to start the session. Okay, so if you have any doubts or if you have any questions in between, okay, you can send the comment over here. I'll be reading out the comment. I'll be just making a note of it. By the end of this session, we will be discussing about your concerns and your doubts, and that will be easy and good for both of us, so that we can, if we have any sort of issues or if we have any sort of problems, we can discuss at the end, so that we'll not be getting distracted and drifted on the topic what we are discussing right at the moment. Okay, so still I request you to comment just as a kind of experiments, okay, so that I can understand that you're watching. Yeah, because I can see some few comments here and there. I'm expecting more, and I request you, most of you, to come and speak out whatever you wanted to. You can ask whatever you wanted to. Okay, so now from here I'm starting. So the basic things, the basic instinct most of us have is COVID affected us health-wise. Health in the sense physical health. That's great. Thank you. I really don't know who's the one who's responding, but I appreciate that. All good. Go ahead. Thank you, man. Thanks a lot. Okay. So I'm again repeating, it's the first time I'm coming on Twitch, so I have limited knowledge. I'm not a tech savvy like you people. Okay, so kindly cooperate and help me if I'm going somewhere wrong or lagging. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So COVID, right now we believe as of now is like, COVID affected us, COVID trapped us physically, in the sense the physical movement from one place to another, or the physical health what we have. Once the COVID is getting caught, you might have read in the newspaper, watching TV, online, everywhere we've been discussing what it is, how it is being affected for us physically. Like you will be going ill, some of them are losing their life, and some of them, they are unable to move because of breathlessness. So this and all the normal thing which we are discussing. Now, coming to the other factor, the other side of COVID, how it is being affected is COVID-19 increased our stress level. COVID-19 increased the anxiety level what we have. COVID-19 made us to think about the future. COVID-19 made us to take some phenomenal decisions. COVID-19 pushed us and forced us even to think and take some bad decision, extremely like suicidal thoughts. This is what we are going to discuss. Now you might be thinking why this wasn't coming and discussing all about negative things in the beginning. Because this is the fact which is happening in and around, whereas we are not ready to open our eyes and look at it. So for information, as I'm a counselor for the past 1.5 to 2 months, most of the calls which I'm getting from the techies or the IT professionals, they say our major problem is helplessness. In the sense, we are helpless. Most of them are saying like we are helpless. How and to whom? This is what the next question. Most of them are working from home, I agree. But they are helpless to themselves. Hope you got my point. In the sense, they're saying like, we really don't know what we are supposed to do right now. Should we go and search for another job? Whether we'll be secured in the existing job. Some of them had some dreams. They were supposed to fulfill, their needs. They had some plans. Like for example, promotions, and is it going to happen or no? Like increment in the salary, because this is a time where most of the companies will be giving appraisals. You might have heard about that word. Appraisal is a kind of the employment review which will be happening professionally and decide whether they can give you a promotion, they can give you an increment, they can give a salary excess, they can give you bonus or whatever. Anything which is related to your professional growth or professional changes, like moving or transfer from one place to another, or an on-site, moving from one location to another. All these kind of plans were going through our mind. But now, this is a question, this is a time where we got stuck and we are thinking whether is it possible again or not. Number one. Number two, if in case, see, as a few people do the programming and coding, if else we use a lot in this situation. In case, if that increment or those kind of appraisals or those kind of professional things are not happening, what is going to happen next? Whether I'll be getting terminated from my job or not. This is a normal question people are asking. Now, next is whether my salary will be slashed down or not. Whether I'll be depromoted or not. You got my point? Okay. And apart from all this, some people are even asking, forget about the salary or promotion or anything else, whether my company exists or not. Whether my project will sustain or survive after this particular COVID. What is going to happen next? These are the normal professional questions which you yourself asking, and just because of this question being asked frequently, you have been haunted. Now you have a confusion, you have a question within you. You started thinking very curiously, and because of this thought, you have been disturbed mentally. And this is the fact. This is happening with most of us. Now, unlike other industries, see, as you all know, most of the industries got affected. Even a normal person, a street vendor got affected because of COVID. His business is not happening. But why This has been affected the IT people, the techies, mostly. In numbers, if you take, most of the techies are under depression or they are going into depression. They have anxiety issue and they have the curiosity problems. Why this has been happening mostly with techies? Now this is the major concern. I'll tell you why. Because techies are, a technical job, especially a kind of IT and communication related job, is a decent and reasonable salary withdrawing job. It was. And it is, as of now, it is, we can say. Now, why it is a decent job? Because you are sitting in a good office, you are getting a good returns in terms of salary. Most of us techies are earning salaries in 5 digits and more. Now, as we get a decent and reasonable salary, the way how techies spend is also different. They spend more comparing to others. In the sense, not just the lifestyle, but the way of living entirely is different. They spend more in the sense it's not just, techies are good in partying, but the way of lifestyle. I'll tell you one after another. The clothes what you wear, it'll be branded. The apartment where you live, it'll be a decent one. The gadgets what you use, moreover an updated one. The vehicle what you use, again you will be having some decent and a benchmark for using all this. Now like this, if you take anything and everything, if you're a family man, I'm coming straight away into the family part. If you're a family man, most of the family men who are techies, again calling back and asking these questions, and they have more problems, I'll let you know what. If you're a family man, your kids will be learning comparatively a good school in the society or a good college in the society. At least even they are going to a kind of a kids mansion or a Montessori, even that will be a little bit posh than a normal person's kids go. In the sense, the spending capacity is more for a techie. As he's having good earning, he'll spend good. This is the way how we work. Now, the question arises is, what if my job goes? What if your job goes? If your job goes, of course, what is going to happen next is the income, the inward of money, the cash flow towards you is getting stopped. This is what is going to happen. Now, once the cash flow stops, what is going to happen? How it is going to affect in your daily life? If the cash flow stops, the first thing which is going to affect most of the techies' life is financially. How? Because techies, most of them use credit cards. Most of the techies have loans. Not just the vehicle loan, most of them even have the housing loan too. So, in case the income is getting stopped, what is going to happen? How you're going to pay the EMI? This is what the first crunch, this is what the first place most of the techies are getting affected mentally. Because they are thinking, in case if the income is stopped, how am I going to pay my fixed expense? See, this is the fixed expense. Why I'm saying is, you have a fixed income, that is your salary. You have a fixed expense, that is your loan, EMI, and your daily things which you are supposed to pay off. So this is a place where you are getting affected for the first time. Now, once this is being affected, definitely the person will go low mentally. I'm not going technically psychological part, I'm making it as a conversational one, which will be helpful for you to understand in a very simple mode, because the ultimate aim of this session is you should gain some sort of knowledge what is happening in and around, how to overcome this kind of situation. Okay, so I'm not taking up any junk words from my textbook like the psychological one and giving it to you. Okay, whereas we'll just discuss as a common people discuss. Okay, so as I told, because of this EMI, the person will go depressed. The person will go thoughtful, always thinking what is going to happen next, how will I survive, if I lose my job, what am I going to do, how will I fulfill the needs, my wants, my dreams, my achievements, what is going to happen. This was an empire which I built for so long, what is going to happen next. This is one way. Now, as I told in the beginning, the newcomers who are fresh graduates, they have the same question in a different way. How about my future? Will I be getting a job? I already got an offer letter, but this time, as I got the offer letter, will I be entering into a job or not? And if I'm getting a job, whether I'll be paid good and well. These are the normal and basic issues which we are going to right now. These are the issues. Now, it's quite shocking, which I wanted to reveal it to you, how people normally finding a solution for this problem. Some of them are good enough to handle the situation. They're living in the present and leaving the let off the thing for the future, whatever it may happen, it is okay. But most of them, what they are doing is, they are being so curious and anxious. What they are doing is, they are finding solution themselves. As if, I lost my job, so I'll not be getting a new job, and I will not be getting a job at all in my life, so my life got a full stop here. This is the way how people thinking normally. It's quite, embarrassing the way how we think ourselves. But often we may get stuck in such a kind of situation. I don't know how many of you are aware, cities like Bangalore, Cochin and Chennai, most of the IT or ITES related jobs, they have already slashed down the salary to 50%. Salary reduced to 50%. A person who was getting 60,000 salary or 1 lakh salary, 50% reduced means it has been reduced to 25,000 or 50,000, whatever. It is completely embarrassing moment. So the salary is being reduced means now the way how his expense are not getting reduced, he's getting stuck there. As of now, RBI came with a regulation, the regulations that you are not supposed to pay for the next 3 months the EMIs, but after that what is going to happen? So this thought and this thought process making them thinking low and leading low, and this is what the major constraints which they are facing nowadays, starting from the financial aspect. So there are three life aspects. One is financial, one is personal, and the one is professional. And mostly we give priority to our personal life. Just because we are giving priority for the personal life, we need the financial support for leading our personal life, and we are going for a job, that is our profession. Now the profession is being affected, it will be affecting the financial part, and it will be affected to our personal part as well. Okay, so this is what the major issue which we are facing, and here is what we have to discuss: how to tackle this situation, how to overcome this situation, how to go ahead and how to lead a life peacefully, and how to lead our life in such a way that we are happy, satisfied and fulfilled. Okay, now I'm slightly taking into the psychological part of this particular session. Okay, so what happened normally for a person if some sort of change which is happening within his personal or professional life is, he'll be getting affected psychologically. As we say I'm not interested to work, or I feel angry a lot, or I feel lost, I really don't know what to do next. Or some people may say I'm feeling so sleepy and excess of sleeping. Some people will be getting excited a lot and they'll be having irregular food habits, eating more and more than what they can. Okay, those kind of things. So some people will not eat at all. These are all the symptoms where you feel like you have been, a slight of anxiousness is being affected in your life. So these are the psychological symptoms normally happen. And most of us are getting stuck in such a kind of place where we are not sharing our problems with others. These are the problems which we have internally, and we really don't want to share with anyone else, like your family members or your friends or your relatives, whereas we are keeping it within ourselves. And many of them say is I feel somewhat heavy here in the middle of the chest. Okay, I feel like something is hitting me here. Those kind of those symptoms they say. and they really don't know what is happening. Some people may say like, I have sleepless nights, I'm unable to sleep, and whenever I try to sleep I feel something is being disturbed, I'm mentally not okay. These are the major concerns, these are the major symptoms what people say. This is one way. Now, as we are mentally disturbed, how we are going to react in our daily life, this is what we are going to discuss next. I don't know how many of you have been read the newspaper for the past few days. After lockdown, most of us are working from home, even I am working from home. Now, we have immense pressure than what we had and how we worked in our office. Now, because of excess pressure, what is going to happen next? Because of excess pressure, what is going to happen next is the way how we release the pressure. Now, how you release the pressure? See, this is very strange thing. As I told, during lockdown, the number of domestic violence which is happening within the home is double than what it was before. Now, why it is happening, the domestic violence? It is not just, somebody is going and attacking someone, no. Because our anxiety, our pressure, there is something, a term which we use in psychology which is known as displacement. In the sense, we have some problem, we really don't know how to react on it, and the problem may be because of the profession, and we are moving this particular problem from one side to another side. We are taking it from here, we are giving it here. Like for example, now you are anxious about your future and your profession in future and your EMIs in future, you are getting stressed. Now you really don't know how to deal with the stress, so what you are doing, you are going and releasing your stress, maybe your beloved ones, maybe on your kids, maybe on your wife, by beating them, slapping them, shouting at them, showing upon your the angry part of your emotions to them. This is known as displacement. This is one way how we are dealing right now. Now, next is how we are dealing is, some people think this is the end of my life, I cannot move forward, I really don't know what is going to happen next, so let me finish off my life and let all this problem get finished within me. This is the next way. Now, some people are doing self-harming. What do you mean by self-harming? In the sense, the person, he himself or she herself, is making some painful actions, as of simply cutting or slapping or making making herself or himself painful, self-harming, okay, troubling herself. Why? Because I really don't know what is going to happen, and she or him really don't know how to release the pressure, so they are harming themselves. These are the normal things, the wild things which we are majorly finding in numbers within techies especially. Now, these are the major problems which is happening nowadays. Now, what I wanted to discuss right now from here onwards is how to handle the situation in brief, okay, and how you yourself can control, how you yourself can take care of yourself within the limits what you have. So, normally what happened, throughout all the situation which is happening, we are not finding the root cause why it is happening. COVID is the root cause. It is a virus which is being affected. That is absolutely correct. But psychologically, what is the root cause? The root cause is, my friends, we are not acknowledging what happened to us. Do you know the meaning of acknowledge? Acknowledge means, if I am asking you, hi, hello, how are you? You are saying, responding to me, yes, hi, I'm fine, how about you? It's a kind of response. Acknowledge is another kind of response. So, as the situation changed, we are not acknowledging to ourselves first. Yes, COVID came, COVID affected. Speak to yourself. This is what I meant to say. Speak to yourself in such a way, what happened in and around the situation. You speak majorly, possibly, probably in a negative manner. No. Without any kind of external inhibitions and intuitions, speak to yourself. What are you and where are you and what is the situation right now? As if my name is Yaseen. Yes, Yaseen. Yeah, exactly what is happening right now. Okay, right now the problem is a bit more severe. Sometimes I may get affected with my professional part. And if my professional career is being affected, what is going to happen next? Being a techie, I was a high paid employee. This was my lifestyle. Yes, okay, and sometimes I may get affected. I may struggle to pay my EMI. I don't have much savings. What am I supposed to do? Acknowledging within yourself. This is one way. Now, apart from all this, now COVID got affected and my life is going to change. Now, next is acceptance. Accept the situation to yourself. Understand the situation. You acknowledge, okay, this happened now. Accept it. Now, accepting is a bit hard task for most of us because we always like to believe and lead our life the way how we think. Like for example, whatever happened in and around, you know what is happening genuinely? Most of us think, okay, COVID is happening, but it will not get affected to me. Yes, number one. Number two, we think, okay, most of them are losing their job, but I'm safe. Yes or no? This is the way how we think. We try to convince our mind according to the way how we want. But what I'm suggesting to you, no. Accept the situation, and in this situation, understand what is the reality and accept the reality in such a way that yes, the entire globe got affected. I may also get affected. I'm one among them. I'm not just alone in this battle. I'm being surrounded by a lot of people. This is what is known as accepting. Accepting that yes, there is a financial crisis, or else there may be a financial crisis. I may have to prepare for that. There is a professional issue. I may have to face that professional issue. I have to accept it. Now, the last one is adapt. Adapt to the situation. Like, as we all know, we have a lot of dreams, as I told in the beginning. Like, you might have thought like, I want to buy a new car. I may have to, take an admission for my kid in a good school, or I may have to buy a diamond jewelry for my girlfriend. Yes, you may have, a lot of, thoughts and dreams which you're supposed to fulfill. Whereas now things change. You are under one roof. You're sitting in your bedroom, and you're working with your laptop within your house. Sometimes you will be having meeting virtually online. Okay, you're not meeting anyone so further. So what is happening? We people are thinking, life for me alone is like this. No, the entire globe is like this. Globally, regardless to country, regardless to your religion, regardless to your gender, regardless to your age, all of us are facing the same issue. So now what is next is adapt to the situation. How to adapt? Most of us already adapted without our knowledge. Now coming to the professional part, we have never thought, as I told, we have never accepted the situation, so we have never thought about the obstacles which is going to arise in future. So hence we have not thought about that. What happened is like we were going in such emotion like everyone else goes. But now how you have to adapt? Okay, this is what the situation, this is the how environment goes. So I myself ready to face whatever is coming forward. That is how. Now, why we have to go for the adaptability one majorly? Because if you are really adaptable about the situation, you can be flexible. So here I would like to quote one thing. If you are unable to control your mind will control your life. Hope you got what I meant. If you are unable to control your mind will control your life. This is what is happening to the people who committed suicide. This is what is happening to the people who are self-harming themselves. This is what happened with the people who are completely depressed and distressed at this point of time. Why? Because they were not trying to control their mind. Instead, the mind started controlling their life. How it started controlling their life? By making us to think, okay, life is no more. You don't have any other option. People, I wanted to mention you one thing is life is like a journey. Yes, life is not like a journey, life is a journey for sure. Your job, your personal life, your professional life, your struggle, your finance, everything is a part of this journey. And what we have to understand is, In case, you just imagine you're going for a journey, you are in between a trip, your bus got broke down. What will you do? You will come out of the bus. Either you fix the bus and move, or else you find another mode of transport. And life is in such a kind of situation, and where you got broke down because of some sort of virus which affected the entire part of the life and the entire part of human beings. Now what we have to do, either we can fix it like finding a vaccination, we can go forward. That we really don't know when it is going to happen. Now next is, if this is not the way, we should be flexible enough, we are adapting to the situation, finding another way. From here onwards, I'm slightly dealing with a kind of motivational part. Why? Because here what we need to understand the situation, as I told in the beginning, we have to acknowledge the situation, we have to accept the situation, we have to adapt to the situation, and ultimately we should be flexible with the situation. So as I told, you should be flexible enough to think and do things. Now here what we need is slightly we have to tune our mind, a kind of fine tuning. See, as if we set the frequency, right? Yes, while you're pinging, and you'll be pinging like two different connections together. The way you have to slightly fine tune your mind. How you are tuning your mind is, as I told, all these 1, 2, 3, 4 steps together. You're tuning your mind and making you yourself realize that yes, COVID is there, affected, it may affect me as well, I may struggle. Now what am I going to do next? Think about the next part next. Now here is what we have to take a decision, what we are supposed to do. The first thing and foremost thing what we need to do at this point of time is live in the present. Have you heard about this word? Live in the present. In the sense, okay, present life is what? What is the present priority for us? Survival. Means what? Make sure you're alive. See, if you have job or no, if you have money or not, if you don't have the facility, but still, if you're alive, if you have life in your hand, the next thing what you can attain is you can work for your wants, needs, dreams and fulfill it. So what we need right now is life. Please don't finish your life. It even includes your psychological as well as the physiological one. In the sense, please don't go out and bring COVID inside. That is one way. And next is all about, please don't finish your life thinking like this is the end of the life. No, never. Neither me nor you have the responsibility to take our life to a different level where you're dying, we are killing ourselves. That is completely wrong. Whereas, as I told, in this journey, this is what the struggle we have. We have to find a solution for the struggle. We have to see what is going to happen next and mentally think in such a way which route you have to take next. Think practically. Act practically. So this is what the basic thing we have to think right now. Now, most of you people, most of us, we got used to certain way of lifestyle for the past couple of decades. Maybe 20 years, 30 years, or even 1 year, 2 year, going to the office, withdrawing the salary, spending, and we have our own way of life, and that is what we were doing before. Now, everything changed for the past 3 months, of course. It may even change. See, now, what we should have is a kind of hope that even if the life change, I will lead this life in the way possibly all these people in the globe will live. This is what we should think at this point of time. And here what happens? We may have to take decision, as I told before. You may have to fine tune your mind. You have to discuss within yourself, okay, whatever happened, I'm ready to work on it. And this motto and this motive is what we need right now. And the word hope is what we need right now. Because if you have hope, definitely that will lead your life to a better destination. And if you have hope, the world will help you to lead your life at least to live a decent life. I'd like to quote what Denzel Washington. I think you might have been aware about him. Denzel Washington. Have you heard about him? Okay, so he's a director, actor, okay, an award-winning actor or producer. Okay, so once Denzel Washington in a Pennsylvania University, what he told is like, world need it from you and you young people. I know most of the viewers are youngsters, and we are thinking, if American economy is going down, our projects will go. And what if our projects are going, our companies will not survive. If our companies are not surviving, it's going to affect my job. And if it is affecting my job, it is going to affect my life. But people, you have to realize one thing, we are youngsters. We are youngsters. In India, out of 135 crores of population, more than 50% of us have, the population are youngsters. Means it's a resource. Now just being in the ditch and thinking what is supposed to do and I have done with my life, think in such a way that what is possible for me to do to lead this society, to lead my life in a possible way. In this point of time, you may have to do some sort of introspection, means looking into you, looking inside you. How you have to look inside you is in a positive way, what you have within you. I'm giving a self-disclosure for you. I was a computer application graduate in the year of 2008. And what happened next was a recession. I couldn't join in any of the IT companies because IT companies massively stopped recruiting. And most of the IT companies, especially in the West, partially affected in our India as well. I was in Bangalore at that time. And what happened next was, they were unable to recruit. And they were able to pay the salary, but they cut down the incentives. They even cut down the cab facility. They even cut down the meals facility for the employees. And they tried a different strategy that was least cost management. But this happened in the year of 2008. And I was like you, a fresh graduate IT student. And most of us studied the course by taking some educational loan, and which we are liable to repay to the bank. And if that was the situation, then today the situation is different. Not just the IT, entire community, entire human community got affected. At this point of time, what we have to think is, what is next? What and all the passion, what and all the habits, what and all my creativity, my innovations lying within me. Trust me, my friends, each of us have some sort of ideas. Each of us have some unique skills and talents within us. We should always have a plan B. We are always sticking on to the plan A, that is a job. And plan A is gone, life is finished. No. We should have a plan B. And what is that plan B? That is you yourself. What is lying within you? As I told, I was a computer application graduate, and I diverted my profession. I became a psychologist right now. It's been almost 2008, 2020, 12 years past. Now I am sitting here in front of you to give you ideas and tips how to deal with your mind and how to deal with your life. I'm a life skills trainer, I'm a corporate trainer, I'm a hypnotist. I took a different path when the issue happened. That was a self-disclosure which I was supposed to give it to you, and I recommend you to do something similar to this in case if you have a kind of problem, a hurdle in your job and a profession. Now this is the best time for you. See, most of when we go to the companies, I don't know if you are familiar with me, but however, being a trainer, we visit a lot of the IT companies, and whenever we go, during our training programs, most of them complain about their life is, this is not what I expected as a profession. Maybe because of some reason I choose this profession and my passion is something else. If that was your thought, this is the right time for you to think and rethink about polishing and bringing out your profession where it is your passion. You can see a picture behind me. Okay, so for your information, this was been done by my wife. and my wife is again an IT professional, like all of you. She is a programmer in a company here in Chennai. So today morning I asked her a question. Okay, my dear, what is going to happen next in case if you're losing your job? What are you going to do? So she told, like, as we discussed in the beginning, I have this problem, I have that problem, I may have this issue. So I repeated my question. Okay, what are you going to do in case if you are losing your job? And she gave me an answer. In case if I'm losing a job, I may try to get a new job in the similar industry. Most of you might be having the same thought process. Now I have another question. What if the recruitments are getting stopped and you're losing job and you're unable to move from one place to another? This is what the situation. What are you going to do? What if your salaries are getting reduced? What are you going to do? How you are going to stabilize your income level so that you can meet your expense? So I repeated this question to her, and she pointed this picture and told me, this is my passion. Yes, I'll work if I'm getting low salary. At the same time, I'll spend some more time for painting. I'll start selling my paintings. Now you see, most of you might be having some sort of passion, some sort of creativity, some sort of habits like this. Well and good, you can find that as an option. If not, see, most of these people might not have thought about their, the will what they have, the wish what they have, the potential what they have, the caliber what they have, and they keep complaining. So what I wanted to suggest is, from now onwards, start thinking about you. Forget about COVID, forget about the issues, forget about all these things. We already accepted, adapted. Now, start thinking about you, what kind of a person you are, and what and all the potential you have, what and all the caliber you have, what and all the passion you have, like photography, or drawing pictures, singing songs, or training like me, or something else what you have which no one has. Find it out. And this is the best time for you to do the experiment on that. Why? Because, see, most of us were victims so far. Until now we were victims. You know what victim means? We were moving according to the direction, according to the advice, according to the control, the remote access of someone else. If you ask this question to you yourself, you will get an answer. Why did you choose IT profession? Is it because of your passion, or you were forced to do that? If it is because of your passion, well and good. And if we are forced, then no. Then these people again complain, I cannot move, I cannot drift my career. Why? Because I've been pushed to this, I cannot move out, and I can't even think about that. Now this is the best time for you to think about anything else, any other career. And most of these IT professionals always told me, I dream to start a business. I had an idea to become a self-employer. Now if that is the way, this is the time. Start thinking, start dreaming. There is no limit for you to dream. Who stops you? Okay? So now this is the time for you to start thinking and start dreaming. Now if you start thinking and start dreaming, now it is like, how to put it into action. Now if you want to put it into action, the first trigger comes to you is what? The trigger of failure. Yes. Even now, losing job, you're thinking, I failed in my life. You are never. My friends, if you take anyone, if you take anyone in your life who became successful, they failed several times. You should have the courage. You should have a kind of welcoming mind. It's okay, I'm ready to fail. Why? Because failure is just a result, my friends. What you ultimately wanted is success. Success, failure, both are results. What you want to do is attempting not to get stuck because of the situation and the environment. Keep moving. How to keep moving? Push yourself. How to push yourself? Start dreaming, start thinking something new, something progressive, something potential. And if you start, thinking, start dreaming, and the level of energy what you yourself gain and the confidence what you yourself gain is enormous. COVID, we all think as a kind of negative energy, a virus which is there to diminish the entire human nature. No, never. If you ask me what is COVID, C for confidence, the level of confidence you have to highlight for you. Improve and gain more confidence for you. Even if the entire money structure, the currency is getting blocked, I don't mind. Let the IT industry go down, I don't mind. I have the confidence to survive. I have the level of confidence to live. This is what you should have. Next is what? O. COVID. C is confident, means O is optimism. What do you mean by optimism? Hoping for the best to happen. I wanted to reveal you something which is really funny for you, but it's really serious for me. You know what? I was a busy trainer before. I never used to come home. I keep traveling from one place to another. And it's been 6 years. Me and my wife got married and we never had a kid. And we were so optimistic when it was COVID. It was like a vacation for us. And trust me, you know what? My wife is pregnant. It's potential. You're doing something new, something creative. Nothing to feel ashamed. I'm opening in front of you. Nothing to feel ashamed. Think about the optimistic opportunities. Grab it. Grab every opportunity what you get at this point of time. And if you get opportunities now, the next thing what is stopping most of you is V, that is vulnerable. What do you mean by vulnerable? See, because of COVID, most of us are having this problem. See, for example, I'm sitting in front of you. In the poster, you have seen like, well-groomed, a person with, looking a bit more smart and excellent personality. But I do have bushy beard, mustache. Actually, this is a hindrance as far as concerned about a trainer to come in public platform, speak in front of a lot of people. What I wanted to say to you is, it is okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to be vulnerable. Why? Because the situation is like that. I cannot go out, I cannot cut my hair and beard, I cannot groom myself. Now, what I'm supposed to do, I'm accepting the situation. Go ahead, man, with confidently faces people, because all of them know what is happening in and around. So, V stand for vulnerable. How vulnerable you are. Some people might be thinking, yes, I have this passion. I wanted to become a trainer. I wanted to become a speaker. I wanted to start a YouTube channel. But my communication is a little bit low. I cannot come up with that. Or I wanted to become a painter, but I'm just a beginner. I have the passion, but I'm a little bit demotivated. It's okay to be vulnerable, my friends. Come on, go ahead. Do that. Yeah? Okay? So, however you have, whatever you have, start using that, start utilizing that. You'll find the result for sure. And if you start doing that, you see how the response coming up. See, I changed my entire attire. This is not the way how I am. Why? Because I started thinking, yes, I'm looking a little bit ugly maybe, but yes, I wanted to go and do that. How can I make myself smart? Something creative. And this is the way how it is. This is the result. So it's okay to be vulnerable. And I stands for intelligence. What is intelligence? Intelligence is a kind of, diagnosis which is right, which is wrong. I'm repeating as, which is right and which is wrong. Use your common sense, use your logic, use your intelligence. How to utilize this particular opportunity, how to utilize this particular optimism, this confidence level, what you have, and this time what you have. Think how many of us were actually thinking before that we don't have time. Yes, we were complaining to a lot of people. No, I'm just reminding you, now we do have time. Utilize it. Whatever you wanted to do. I don't know how many of you are, again, following me or know me. If not, you can follow me on the Instagram. It's Trainer Yaseen, Trainer_Yaseen. We are starting a next series in the next week. You know what? I'm bringing a lot of people from different parts of the society. A person who was a marine engineer, but he's jobless right now, and he's doing farming. So a marine engineer is doing farming. Nothing wrong. Come on, man. What we need is to live, right? Feel privileged in doing the job, whatever it may be. A person who was one of my friend and a motivational speaker again, a person who was actually doing a business. The business got blocked and completely vanished because of COVID. Apparently, he is a handicapped person. Now, he called me and told, Yaseen, I started doing a new business. And I asked, what is that business? And he told, I started making umbrellas at home. Well educated man. So I was thinking like umbrellas, and I asked him whether you will be able to feed your family with making umbrellas. So he told like, I started with like 2 to 3 people from my neighborhood, and as of now we are 50 people making umbrellas. Good option, right? Think creatively. Do something big, something good. One of my friend, a student from a college, and she called me and told like, yes, I started something new. What? I started doing bird watching. There is a website who is paying for me for doing bird watching, and I'm giving them some sort of feedbacks every day. So there are n number of options in front of you. An IT professional who called me and told like, I started a new band which will be playing online, and they started a YouTube channel. So use your opportunity wisely and use your intelligence in such a way that you are doing the right thing at the right time for the right person, that is you. And at last, it is D for dedication. Be dedicative. Whatever you're doing, do it wholeheartedly. Don't think like this is going to be a disaster, this is going to be a failure. Whereas what I wanted to suggest is, whatever you do with wholehearted, 200%, give whatever you can. And definitely you may fail. That's a part of the life, man. Today, even this Twitch live when I started, that was a failure. Technically, there was some sort of issue. What if I'm thinking, okay, come on, man, this is not working, I'm closing, I'm just going and moving to my other counseling session. The session might not have happened. Be confident, be optimistic, think what is going to happen next. It is a failure, convert into success. Learn something new from that. Start walking. See, we were all kids one day. We were crawling. We were rolling. We couldn't run. We couldn't even walk. We fall down 100,000 times. But we walked. We walked. Why? Because there were no inhibition. No one was pulling us down. When we fall down, a lot of our relatives, our siblings laughed, but we challenged. We kept walking, we kept every single step slowly. Now we are running. We're moving. And that is what we need at this point of time in our life. Keep moving along with the environment, along with whatever the issues we have. Carry it, no problem. It's not a baggage at all. But understand this is an issue and I'm facing this issue at this point of time. At last but not the least, what I wanted to suggest you again is, if any of you have any sort of problem, be open to your beloved ones. Let it be your wife, let it be your children, make them understand. I just wanted to mention you one small incident before we finish. We are almost running out of the time, we may have to finish it up because I got another appointment with another life. Okay, so what is that is, recently I got a call from an IT professional's wife saying like, my husband is not allowing me to get a Byju's app for my kid. This is what the problem. Okay, so as my kid is not getting a Byju's app, my kid is depressed and I'm equally depressed. And I kept counseling, I kept asking them questions, and she told like, and I asked one question, your kid is studying in which class? So she told like, my kid is studying in 5th standard, grade 5. And what was the cost of Byju's app? 1,15,000 Indian rupee. And they are living in Bangalore. And I repeated one more question, and the question was this: how about your husband? He is in job or out of the job? She told, look, he is in job. Okay. And I asked her, is it okay if I'm speaking with your husband? She told, it's okay, you can speak with my husband. I spoke with him and I asked him one question: okay, how secured you are professionally? And he told like, I really don't know what is going to happen next. Why? because in my office they have already started slashing down the salaries to 50% of what we were withdrawing before. So as it may occur in my life, then how will I take care of my EMI? How will I take care of my the fees, school fees of my two children? And apart from that, this is an added expense for me, and I'm unable to do that. I cannot bear it. Now, I asked to the same husband whether you discussed all these issues with your wife. He told no. Why? I don't want them to understand my pain, being a person who's leading the family up front. This is what most of us do. We don't want to reveal our pain, our problems to others. But my friends, I just suggest you go ahead and discuss your issues in a polite manner with your loved ones. They are all human beings. They are all lovable people. They are all with understanding mentality. Okay? And they will understand what our problem is. They will support us for sure. If you don't have money, don't get stuck. Call to any of your friends who can help you. Explain them the situation. Don't feel ashamed about what is happening and what happened right now. Okay? So feel good, feel optimistic, and go ahead and do things in a positive manner. Definitely you will be finding the result for sure. Okay? Now I'm just coming to the end part. I'm started getting some sort of suggestions, comments, and I think I have to answer it. Please hold on. Okay, the right topic for the time with the situation most of us are facing. I really don't know your name, my friend. Okay, however, yes, I understand this is not just you, most of us are facing. Okay, but yes, I am so fortunate to be here and meet you all and speak to you. Okay, so I believe and I think this helped you a lot. Okay, and apparently more than just a lecture, this was a kind of conversation which we had mutually. You can follow me on the Instagram. I'm there on Instagram, it's trainer_Yaseen, or Facebook it's trainer Yaseen. Again on LinkedIn it's Muhammed Yaseen. Okay, we can be in touch. Any sort of issues, any sort of problem, please don't hesitate to call me or WhatsApp me. Now another thing is, my friend is a social worker. She is being asked to come to the office, but she isn't comfortable leaving, as both her home and office are in red zones. Now there is a conflict between her and management. What's the best way to go forward in your opinion? Biggest problem, very biggest problem. I think that friend is in Chennai, I guess. Okay, because mostly this issue is happening in Chennai. I'm also in Chennai, that's the reason. Red zone issue, whereas the markets are open and companies think they should come back to the office and work. My friends, there is one word which is known as assertive. Okay, I don't know if you are aware about this or not. Use assertive language. In the sense, our life is precious. Companies may come and go. COVID will come and go. If we have life, we can live. What I suggest to you is Potterhead is the ID. You can suggest your friend. First of all, call them, explain them the situation. Even if they wanted to move to office, there should be public transport. There is no public transport facility at this point of time in any of the red zones. Okay, so make them understand the situation. This is what. Now that is number one. Number two, still they are insisting. Okay, in India as of now, most of the local government and local bodies, especially the government that is central or state, they are supporting the citizens in such a kind of situation. There is a rule that you are not supposed to move from one place to another at this particular situation until and unless an emergency occurs. Okay, now still if they are torturing her or insisting them to go to the office, then make them understand or ask her to move legally. There is a war room open in every state. No company in such a situation can terminate her in India as of now. In India I'm speaking. If it is abroad, the situation is completely different. Okay, that is one way how to move legally. Make them understand. If we as an employee, we are making them understand, they are unable to get the logic and the motive, then the next option is to do it in the way how the official way it works. Try it. If that is also not happening and they're terminating her, make them understand one thing. Her life is more important. She can do thousands of social work. She can find hundreds of companies, and she can also start her own companies in future if she has good mental as well as physical health. If something happens to her, maybe she's insisted to go because of the salary. Yes? Okay. Now salary we can withdraw only if you have life. If there is no life, biggest loss for she herself, her family, her close one. Make her understand. Okay? That is it. Nothing to feel bad about it. Be assertive. Assertive in the sense, use assertive language means politely make them understand. This is what my problem. This is what my issue. Hence, I cannot do this. Very simple. Okay? This works everywhere. Even for work-life balance, we in leadership trainings, we make these people understand about assertive language a lot. Okay? So try to make her understand. Still, if she has any sort of issue, ask her to contact me. I'll explain her in a better situation, not to worry. Now, thanks for this. Who's that? Okay, Ali. Okay, now thanks for this. Many of us needed this. You're welcome, my friend. Okay, I'm indeed, happy to meet you all. And next is, it was good listening to you in this COVID situation. Thank you, thanks a lot. Okay, and since IT is facing a lot of layoff, okay, which you also discussed, yes, what is the best option you can suggest in a situation where there is no hope applying in other companies, as most of companies are going through the same phase? Good thing, already discussed, but I repeat it again. IT is not just the industry in this world. That's it. Very simple answer. You can do whatever you want to do. You can try a different industry. Okay. Now this is, see, it is, you might have read this, BCAC. The sense, life before COVID and after COVID, it's going to happen. So the society is already in a mode of accepting all this kind of situation. See, if I am switching my career from an IT to another one, what is going through my mind? If I apply for a new job, whether I will be getting a new job in another industry. That is number one. Next is whether they will accept me being an IT professional. Okay. Number three, whether I will be getting as good salary as I was getting before. And number four is whether I can cherish, whether I can excel in my career if I am choosing a different career option. These are the four things normally hurt us. These are the four things normally make us to rethink again and again. But in this situation, what I suggest to you is, if you are okay and if you are finding a job which is reasonably good and you can do it, go ahead and do it. Maybe salary, okay, you can try to make it up to your expectation to an extent. Okay, that is the only option which is in front of us. Why? As I told before, situation is worse. Sometimes layoffs may happen, sometimes most of our companies may shut down, but it doesn't mean like our industry is not going to shut down for sure, my friends. Understand, this industry will come back again. We all are going to work again in IT industry, maybe after 1 or 2 years. Yes, because life is completely drowning. People are in a hurry to maintain their life, sustain their surveillance, and somehow survive within the limits. So just it is a kind of shutting down for a temporary reason. This is not going to be happening permanently. And one more thing, including this particular mode of chat which is happening, the conversation Twitch. Again, this is related to IT, right? YouTube is related to IT, right? Netflix is related to IT, right? Yes, the media, the information media which we are using, everything is related to IT. Now, how we are purchasing our goods through Amazon or Flipkart, yes. So this industry is booming. It will boom than double what you think. But this is a break which you are taking. In this break, somehow for survival, so existence, we have to find some other job or some other options where we can earn some money, feed ourselves and our family. Good, that is enough. Don't worry about your all other expenses, your liabilities at this point of time. Government knows, RBI knows, your bank knows what is happening within them. They are not going to see always I suggest to my clients is think about the worst case scenario. As my friend told right now, what is the worst case scenario? If this is going beyond the control, what worse can occur? What worse can occur? Maybe you may lose a job. You will be going jobless. You will not be having money. Now what is next? Done. This is what the worst can occur. And what is next? The worst. Maybe the bank may trouble you calling saying like, I don't have, you have to pay back the EMI. You can be assertive, make them understand this is the situation. They can't do anything because you are not alone. Most of us, including me, most of us have the same situation. Yes, everyone understand. Now, what is next? Next is we can ask them, seek them time. Yes, this is what the problem. We have to come out of this. We have to find a new job, and we have to get. We may have to get settled in a new industry. Slightly, you may have to tune your mind in such a way that yes, adaptability, flexibility works a lot. Keep working on that. Okay. So never get stopped thinking like this is the end of the life. If one door is closed, another door is open for you, and you all are technologically and technically sound than most of the normal employees. So to find a new job, to get a new job in any other industry is far easier and far better for you than anyone else. Now next is Peter Heads. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay. Oh, this is my Facebook ID. Someone. Okay, maybe the admin did this. So I think you don't have any more questions, and if you have any sort of questions or anything you wanted from me more, you can be in touch with me on the Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, okay, or I'll be happy to help you all. So I once again thank you to yet another SIC for giving me an opportunity to meet you all. I really don't know how many of you watched this, or whether you were able to hear me properly, all these kind of things, because as I told, this is the first time I was trying to doing this on Twitch, and it was a good experience, nice experience. And I thank Eldo once again for inviting me on this platform, and of course if it was helpful for you, definitely will be coming online maybe some other time with some other topics or continuation of these topics, which will be more helpful for each of you and all of you. And so I think it's been almost 1 hour. We've been 1 hour and 15 minutes. We were conversing each other, and I think and I believe you understood that completely. And if any flaws or any slide of mistakes happen, I apologize on behalf of everyone. Okay, that is merely because of the technology and the limitations what we have. We have one more comment. We'll read it out. Great to have you here. You are audible, and your way of explaining was great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay, we will meet again for sure. So I think I can finish it off, and admin, if you can reply, I'm done, then I can just go ahead and click on the end button of this streaming. Or in the meanwhile, if any of the viewers have any sort of question, you can ask. And one more thing for the viewers, I can handle multiple languages like English, Hindi, Malayalam, Tamil and all. And if you have any questions in all those languages also, you can. As admin suggested me to speak in English, I spoke in English. So nothing to feel bad about that. Language is just another mode of communication. So if you have any questions in your own language, you can ask, no problem. Okay. So thank you. So I'm just winding it up. Thank you for watching. Thank you all. Bye bye. Good day. Have a great day. Bye bye.